Welcome to insPAWed. I'm Cindy Morgan, and this is my four-legged co-host, Nigel. And this show celebrates the pets who inspired their purpose and the paths that follow. Today, we're joined by Jodi Burgett, founder of the Holistic Pet Hub. Inspired by her dogs, Otis and Otto, Jodi began questioning the ingredients behind everyday pet products and applied her background in functional medicine to uncover what truly supports longevity. She created an app that helps pet parents make informed, intentional choices for their pets' health. Thank you, Jodi, for coming today and telling us your story.
Thank you for having us.
So before we start, Jodi, tell us about the pet who inspired your business or purpose. How did this all start for you?
So I have two. I have Otis and Otto. Otto is a 16-year-old pit bull. And then I have Otis, which is a 9-year-old English bulldog.
Okay.
Yep. And so I came from the functional medicine space in humans. And when I found out about 3 years ago that my dog Otto, the 16-year-old, had cancer,
Wow.
I was really looking into products and changing his food, because this is what I did in the functional medicine space. So I'm like, I really wanted to get to the root cause of what was going on with him.
Right.
So I started doing some research, and then I woke up one day and I'm like, what is something that I could develop that would help other pet parents, but would also help myself? Like, what does it need and would provide value? So I had this crazy idea to build this app, which has been a 2-year process. I am not from the software background at all, and it's not easy. I know people think building an app is
everybody wants to build an app. Like, I should build an app.
Yep,
Yes,
yep.
you're my first person I've ever met that successfully had an idea and got it to a reality, and I'm excited to hear this process.
So it was about a 2-year process, because on the back end, before I would say go live with the first phase, and when I say go live, meaning we got accepted on Apple and Google, I had to do all the research. So I was on the back end doing all the research. So if you I'm just going to use Petco as an example. If you were in the store, just think about having all those products built into an app, but also broken down by every single ingredient in them. So that's how I started. And then I researched and hired a development team out of California. And that's how the whole process really started, how we started Holistic Pet Hub.
Wow, That's fascinating.
Yep.
Your dog has been dealing with cancer for 3 years.
3 years, and I probably could have. We thought we were going to lose him the first year, actually.
Right.
And that's when I went on the journey of, okay, you know what? I'm in the human space. It's not that different, honestly, ingredient-wise, into the pet space, and let me figure out if I can help him. And that's how that's how the journey started. And now we're 3 years in with him, and sometimes, he has his good and bad days, but I've always said he'll let me know.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I leave it up to him, and there's days that he acts like a 5-year-old. Yep.
Amazing.
Yep.
So second question, what moment made you realize your pet had sparked something bigger?
When I started realizing that he was on a mend up. I changed his diet. I started researching what I was putting in his body. I got to the root cause of really what was going on with him.
Yeah.
And then from dealing with Otto, I was also dealing with a lot of allergies with Otis, because bulldogs, they have a ton of yeast. So I was like, okay, well, what can I do for Otis at root cause to get him without giving him allergy shots? And I started to clear him out of all of the yeast. So that's when that light bulb went off, is like, this is valuable to me.
Right.
How valuable could this be for other pet parents that are struggling? Because there's so many pet products out there.
Yeah.
It's very confusing, and it's not a one size fits all.
Absolutely.
Every pet is different, just like humans.
And how magical, you had this functional medicine background, and then you add in that special ingredient, right? Boom, the pet, the animal, the inspiration, right? You know, most inventions have been made out of necessity, and you're a perfect example of, hey, my beloved pet is not feeling well. I gotta make a difference here.
Absolutely.
Because food is medicine, right?
It is.
Food is medicine.
Yep.
Like crazy. What's one lesson your pet has taught you that shows up in your business every day?
don't give up.
Yeah.
And actually be patient too, especially with senior pets.
Yeah.
I really truly believe it's do better. You don't have to be perfect. Just, I guess in what I'm developing is there's so many different, like I've said, there's so many different products, supplements out there. There's not one size fits all, sorry.
Right.
And I think making small changes for your pet, you don't have to go out there and spend a lot of money, just researching and the education. I think people really just need the education.
Right. There's been, I have a story with Nigel when he was doing a lot of collaborations with businesses. He got approached, we got approached about promoting this certain dog food. And I remember I said, I have to research your food before I'll allow my dog to even eat it. I mean, he was already on dog food, but this was like a supplemental thing. And I did not accept that collaboration. Now, I could have done what a lot of influencers do. They just do it because it's going to get them noticed. But I knew that Nigel's reputation had been good enough now that people were counting on my honest opinion.
Yep.
And all the food in these products was also outsourced from Taiwan. And there's nothing against Taiwan.
Yep.
But I said, I can't trace it back to its original place. I'm not going to feed that to my dog.
Yep.
That was really important to me. And what was funny is, and if there's any people watching that are doing anything with their dogs and you see something that says the companies in USA, research where the origin is of the production. A lot of times it appears with a USA address, but the company itself producing this food, right,
yes, 100%.
is out of country and no traceability to where the food's coming. And it blew my mind. And I said, no, I'm not doing that collaboration.
And I honestly respect that so much because being in this field, I've had people approach me, influencers, and there's absolutely nothing against influencers. When
that's their journey.
Yep. But when you turn down something because you don't believe in it, then you're doing the right thing. I've been approached by influencers like trying to promote my app and they want a ton of, it's crazy. And like, you don't even know how to function it. And then I watch you do other videos and you're feeding your dog stuff that I don't even correlate with my app. So.
Right.
Like I said, nothing with the influencers, but there's a lot out there right now.
Yeah, that's a whole other segment. Maybe someday I'll have a whole show on what feeds into an influencer making choices that they do sometimes.
Absolutely.
On to question 4. How has your pet helped you connect with your customers and or community?
I think trust, honestly, because I didn't start.
We're back to that trust again.
We are.
It's important.
It is. And actually, my business, it's innovation and integrity is really the backbone of the business. I didn't create a business just to create a business. I wanted to create a purpose, and I created it for my own pets. So I think, even though I'm not a veterinarian, my background, I have a master's in biology and chemistry. I've researched ingredients my entire life. I don't feel like I have to justify myself. Like I said, it's customized to your pet. And I just feel like having them and my experience of helping them get to where they need to be and the longevity speaks volumes.
A little segue. Can you explain what functional medicine is? Not everybody probably knows of this term.
So it's really getting to the root cause of what's going on in your body. Yep, just like for a human or an animal, like I always use kind of ear infections as an example at least. Okay. It's really what's going on in your gut. Like, let's get to the root cause. Let's not try to sugarcoat it. Let's not try to put a Band-Aid over it. Yeah. Let's figure out what is causing that, the yeast to show up in his ears or whatever is going on, the hot spots on their paws. That's really the bones of functional medicine.
That's beautiful. I love it. So if your pet could talk, what do you think they would say about your success story?
You finally did it. I love functional medicine in humans. I truly did. But I finally, I walked away. When I tell you I woke up one day and said, I'm going to do this. I didn't know anything about software. I knew it was going to be a long journey. Yep. I woke up one day and I resigned pretty much. I would say I resigned from my past life and I went right into the industry like that, and I went full force. And I feel like they would be like, we're proud of you. because now I have a purpose. And I love doing this because I know I'm helping others.
Right. It's amazing when you clear space.
Yes, yes.
You know, it's no secret here, I'm a certified infinite possibilities trainer. I do a lot with laws of attraction. I don't know if you know that, but you know, when we believe in something so so strongly, we don't concentrate on the how.
Nope.
We just concentrate on the, I believe in this and I'm going to make it happen.
Yep.
And making these jumps to change your profession just gave you space to make this happen.
Yes.
Which leads me into, I see a lot of Kickstarter. I have a friend who is someone who puts games together, board games.
Yep.
So she always has these Kickstarters. Is that the same in the app world?
A little bit. I would say it depends on what kind of app you're building.
Okay.
Because I mean, for my app, there's just been a lot of, like I said, there's just a ton of research on the back end before we get in. You know, there are apps that could be developed in 2 months, 3 month time, depending on how many features you want and how much education you want into it. Mine was about 2 years really to get it up and just get the bones and at least all the information for that first phase to be launched into Apple and Google. And we're still building out we still are going to be building out other features through the roadmap. But so it's a little bit different, but kind of similar.
So explain the app. I pick up my phone, I have the app. What is the first thing that as a pet owner, for Nigel, let's say Nigel with his digestive issues, I want to switch something up. He's on kibble, and I know there's something better I can do. What would be the first step?
First step, you would, it's a welcome screen, and then you customize your pet profile, and then there's an assessment form that you take. So everything about your pet you're putting into his profile.
Okay.
You don't have to do a pet profile, but we highly recommend it because it's customized to your pet exactly. So if say you're in a store and you're like, well, I want to see, and say you know that he's allergic to chicken, right? And you put that in your profile.
Yep.
You can scan or search. So you scan by the barcode. It's going to pop up and say, wait a minute, no. You said he's allergic to chicken. This product has chicken in it.
Oh my goodness, okay.
So you can search, you can scan, you can also search for, like, for example, ear infection, and products for ear infection will pop up. And they're all rated ideal, acceptable, and avoidable based on the ingredients that are in them. So I really leave it up to the pet parents, right, to make that decision of, okay, not everyone can afford.
But now they can make a decision.
They can make the decision.
The other way, you're just like, okay, you're blind to it. You have no idea, really, if you don't understand how many ingredients are in products that maybe be way down on the list.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You read the first 5, you're like, good enough. And then, it's like good old red dye number 40 with children.
1,000%.
Right.
Another big feature that you can shop directly from the app. Oh. And just so I always make this very clear, I don't get kickbacks from any brands whatsoever. I have to be fully transparent.
Yes.
So basically, if a brand wants to give me a discount, it goes to the user. So say you're shopping, you find a product on the app instead of having to click out and then go buy it on Amazon or wherever, you can shop directly and you'll get the discount. So a lot of the brands are giving me discounts for the users. So
how many people are using their app right now? Do you have a number?
Around 220 for Apple. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I love it. And when did this launch?
It launched, I would say I fully launched about 6 months ago. Ooh. I just started really doing the marketing. A lot of the marketing right now is on social media and stuff like that. But yeah, we're getting ready to build out phase 2. I have a few really good features coming out. So I really wanted to build this as an ecosystem. Like, I want this platform to be where every pet parent can go to find everything that they need for their pet and help them live longer.
I'm excited for you. This is
Thank
great.
you.
Well
Thank
needed.
You.
Well needed.
Thank you.
So my bonus question, spill the treats. What's one funny, quirky, or surprising thing about your pet or your journey together?
Well, my journey, I can tell you this because I realized that I spend a lot of time in pet stores scanning products. I think I've got kicked out of a couple because they don't know what I'm doing. So I think that's pretty, I'm like, now I have to go.
So if you've seen Jodi, that's what she was doing.
Now I have to go to different stores because when I'm scanning, I test the app too, scanning, or I go to the stores to see if there's new products. That's amazing. You ever see me?
Oh, and show us a picture of your pups.
Yep. So this is Otis, and this is Otto.
They are cute.
They are awesome.
I love that they're like the yin and yang of
They
each
are.
other.
They are. They are.
Amazing.
Yep.
That's
They're
funny.
amazing.
Is there anything funny they do with each other that's quirky?
Well, it's funny because when I got Otis, when he was a puppy, Otto would torture him. Now it's completely opposite, where Otis tortures Otto, and my pit bull is just like, leave me alone. I just don't want to be bothered. And then a funny story about my bulldog, he's just absolutely obsessed, and I say obsessed with pickleballs. I mean, yeah.
See, that's the spill the treats. That's the real story right there.
Yep. I need someone to invent a pickleball that's not plastic that I can give him. So any ideas out there? There you go.
Put it in a sock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great idea.
Well, where can everybody find you? Where's your social media? Where can they get the app? I mean, this is wonderful.
So the app is on Apple and Google in the United States right now. We will be expanding at some point. But you can find me on Apple. You can find me on Google. Social media, we're on Instagram and Facebook, Holistic Pet Hub, and then also our website, which is www.holisticpethub.com.
Excellent.
Yep. One feature that I can announce now because it is just about to launch is we are building out Find an Expert. So any pet parent can go onto the app and find an expert of a modality in their area, virtual. You can filter it out if you need a live consultation, anything that you need for your pet.
Like holistically, like if they needed a chiropractor or acupuncture or... oh wow, water therapy. Like I can go on and on and on.
Anything you can think of.
Wow.
Yep. Even grieving counseling we have on that. We have an expert for that.
Do you have death doulas?
Yes. Yep.
A pet death doula.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
so
wow,
that
Jodi.
should be launched at the beginning of next month.
What a gift to the world.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for creating that. That's amazing. So
Thank
go
you.
out there and get it.
Yes, please download.
So thank you for joining us and sharing your story.
Yes.
A special thank you to HC Media for providing the studio space and supporting community storytelling. And follow us on insPAWed. We're on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And if these stories inspired you to share your own, please consider being on the show to be interviewed. Apply. All information is on all our platforms. And thank you for watching and supporting these stories. I'll leave you with this question. How have you been insPAWed? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.